Hey everybody, how you doing? George September here. I have another lesson for you today. Today I'm going to teach you how to play bar chords. This is a really good lesson for all the beginners out there who are having a hard time figuring out what is a bar chord and how to play a bar chord. So I'm going to break it down for you and I'm going to teach you how to play it. For all sense and purposes, you can play a bar chord anywhere on the guitar neck. You can play it here, 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 pretty much everywhere. What I'll do is I'm just going to show it to you in one position to start with, and then we can take it from there and I'll show you how to play it everywhere. For example, we'll play it in an A bar chord, which sounds like this and looks like this. This is an A chord, which you're already probably familiar with. Now if we want an A bar chord, it's going to be here. And what is it basically? Basically it's your first finger completely covering all the strings until it's nice and clear, and then adding your other fingers. Now for this chord, you want to take your second finger on the third string, your third finger on the fifth string, and your fourth finger right underneath it, just like this. You'll notice that your first finger is very close to the fret, which is very, very normal, and it's not lying exactly flat straight up like that. It's kind of tilted to the side. So your fingers kind of tilted to the side for comfort, and also so that you can actually hit the bar chord. So again, this is an A bar chord. If I move it one step here, it becomes an A sharp. If I move it here, it becomes a B. If I play it way up here, it's an F sharp, a G sharp, and an A. Since we're in the A position, I'll just show you something really cool with it. If you drop down these other notes here one full step, so if I drop this finger from here, from this string to this string, and this string and this string all the way down, I get what's called a D minor. So I go from an A chord and each one of my fingers drops down a note. I get a D minor. If I want to get a D chord, I got to do something completely different, and I'm going to show you how to do that. A D chord would be this string, this string, this string, this string. That would be a D chord. This would be an E chord. What's happening here is you're still borrowing, but you're not playing every single note. And you're adding this finger here to cover these three notes here. And you can play this anywhere. If you play it here, it's called a C. If you play it here, it's a D. And if you play it here, it's an E. And the same principle applies. For example, I showed you that in an A position, you get an A chord, and if you drop each finger down one note, you get a D minor. Same thing goes with here. If you're playing a G chord and you drop each finger down one note, you get a C minor. Another thing you can do is, say you're playing an A chord here. If you get rid of this middle finger here, the second finger, now you're playing an A minor. Here that's a little bit darker. This is an A minor. Same thing here. If you're playing a G bar chord and you let go of this finger, it becomes a G minor. Pretty cool, eh? Your fingers are definitely going to feel the strain if you're new at this, especially in this crease of your area here. Your fingers will feel quite tired, so give yourself a little break and pause in between. Let your hands refresh a little bit and then get back to it. Again, very, very simply, when we're playing bar chords, we're concerned with covering all the strings of the bar and then adding the appropriate notes that make the chord. So in this case, this is your A bar chord. If you drop it down, it becomes a D minor. If you bring it back up, it's an A again. If you let go of your second finger, it becomes a A minor. You'll need to practice these to get a nice little flow happening, but once you do, you'll be really glad you did, because it'll just make a really big difference in terms of how songs sound. Now here's something else. Going back to our A chord, if we drop the pinky, it becomes an A7. Very nice, very bluesy, jazzy. Same thing if we play it in this position. If we play a G chord and we drop the pinky, let go, G7. Same thing here. If you play an F chord and you drop the pinky, it becomes an F7. You'll feel some strain on your thumb area and in this area, which is completely normal. But once you get the hang of it, and trust me, you will get the hang of it. If you keep at this every day, you'll get the hang of it. It'll become easier and easier, and you'll have much more fun playing chords in these positions. I mean, you can play an A here, or you can play it here. You can play a G here, or you can play it here. You can play an F here, or you can play an F here. You have options. And when you're playing in these positions here, like for example, this is the root of C, so if you're playing a C bar chord here, it sounds a lot different than here's your C, here's your D chord, here's your D bar chord, here's your E chord, of course you can play pretty much every song in regular chord first positions, but it's a lot of fun when you can play them in bar chords. So you need to practice up. You need to get your fingers and you know, your whole palm stronger and more capable. So the only trick to that really is to practice. You need to practice these chords in different positions. Don't worry about what they're called. Just remember that you're trying different things, and you're trying to get stronger, and your fingers will get stronger, and you will be able to do it much more easily as time passes by. Have yourselves a great day. It was a pleasure teaching you today. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great day. Cheers.